Welcome to the Mystic Media channel. I'm your host, Rabina Rastaban, aka the Realist Astrologer. And tonight I'm doing the pre-reading for the month of May. So this woman, she posted a comment under the pre-reading for the month of April. So I'm just going to read her comment real quick. So she says, me, 11/26/87, him, 7/15/86. Great friends on and off for 10 years. He's a great nurturer, but ho, ho, ho. Endless lies to cover up infidelities. I'm falling back for good, but this potential reading would give me the closure I need. Thanks. So this video is going to be really short because she already knows what she needs to do and she wants to do. So she just needs some closure. So I'm going to give you some closure today. So real quick, I just wanted to get in some of the aspects in your chart that shows why you ended up with this guy who is a liar and a philanderer. So you have Venus conjoined to Uranus, number one, and it's in Sagittarius. And it opposes Chiron and Gemini. So that right there sets you up to attract philanderers, cheaters, players, what have you. You also have Mars in Scorpio, which also sets you up to attract men who have a hard time being faithful. And then you have Sun sesqui-square Jupiter in Aries, which basically points to the same thing. You attract men, including a husband, who is liable to want to have a lot of freedom, a lot of space, so that he can roam and do his thing. Now, your Juno is at the 0 degree of Pisces, and that can deal with, Juno deals with the main beef or bone of contention in your relationships. It's a relationship asteroid. So with your Juno at the 0 degree of Pisces, for the most part, lies, deception, illusions, cheating, that's part of your main problem in relationships. And then with him, he is a Cancer born on July 15, 1986. 15 is a very relationship-oriented number, but it's also a number where the person can have a lot of tricks up their sleeve. His main issue is that he has his moon conjoined to Pluto in Scorpio, and it's forming a sesqui-square to his Chiron in Gemini, and a semi-square to his Uranus in Sagittarius. So he has a very hard time being monogamous in relationships. He also has his South Node in Libra, and it's forming a square to his Sun in Cancer, and his Sun in Cancer is opposing Mars in Capricorn. So in this lifetime, with his North Node being in Aries, he needs to be more independent. He needs to try to live more of the single life instead of being in relationships. However, he is very relationship-oriented, and this deals with his past life profile. So it's very hard for him to just be with women where there's no strings attached, where it's like a friends with benefits situation. He actually wants a full-fledged relationship. But in this lifetime, he's supposed to be living that single life. And then he has Venus square Saturn. That's him being unable to fully commit. And it can make him kind of like exploitative when it comes to women. And then he has Venus trine Neptune. Now, while it's a positive aspect, it does make it very easy for him to attract women, especially women through his job. So there's some positive aspects between the two of you. Two of the main positive aspects are his Sun is in trine to your Mercury. His Mercury is in trine to your Sun, and that deals with the fact that y'all have a good friendship and y'all were able to maintain that for 10 years. And then his Sun is in trine to your North Node in Pisces. That's basically you saying that he's a great nurturer. But there's a lot of challenges. There's far more challenges than there are strengths in this relationship. And some of the main ones that I see where it's pointing to the lies is his Neptune, which is the planet of lies, is in semi-square to your Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. His Neptune is also in square to your North Node. And also, his Chiron is in quincunx to your Mercury. Now, with that aspect right there, you'll never really fully know him like 100%. He'll always keep you guessing in some way. And then, let's see. His Venus is in square to your Sun. That could deal with him being very nitpicky, being critical. He really wants a subservient chick, the type of chick that's not going to question him, about his whereabouts and all that stuff. But since you're a Sagittarius and you got that Scorpio energy, you don't have any choice but to question him when things seem suspect. And then his Mercury is in square to your Mars. That's basically he's bent upon trying to appear like the good guy even though he's doing wrong, and that can just arouse your anger time and time again. And also just sometimes the way he communicates, that can arouse your anger. Also, his moon is right next to your Mars. That makes it very hard for him to let go of you fully. And he is really good for sexual arousal, but it's also an aspect that can arouse your anger. And it can bring out your dark side because that conjunction is in Scorpio. So that's you basically being a detective and picking up on whenever he's dealing with some other woman. So I did a 4-card reading, just seeing what you should do in this situation. Mainly I wanted to see, should you even maintain friendships with this guy like you have been for the past 10 years? So the first card I got is the 4 of Pentacles, and that deals with your situation. That deals with the both of you holding on to this relationship or to this friendship, even if it's to your detriment. And then the second card is the challenge. That's the 10 of Cups. And that deals with your Juno in Pisces, your North Node in Pisces. And basically in this lifetime, you're supposed to be cherished by a man. You're not supposed to be second best, or you're not supposed to be just an option or just one of many. So that's the main challenge in this relationship. And then also the advice is 7 of Cups. That's basically telling you that you are just basically an option to him. You will never be the ideal to him, and he will never cherish you or put you, first. And it also just shows that he has a hard time making up his mind when it comes to women. He's looking for the ideal woman, but he needs to realize in this lifetime he can't find that ideal woman. And he needs to just try to remain as single as possible, and try to just be in friends with benefit situation. Now the 4th card is the outcome, and it's the 4 of Cups. That's a card of basically you're ignoring him until he goes away. You're not really feeding into his bullshit anymore. You're not really trying to really entertain him anymore. And the 4 of Cups is also about changing your perspective on love and relationships. Now, with that North Node in Pisces, again, you're supposed to be cherished in this lifetime. You're supposed to be treated as you're special, like as a rare gem. So you need to get with a guy that's going to treat you like that. However, just know that because you're born on the 26th, for the most part, your personal relationships are going to be filled with challenges, because 26 is a hard number for relationships. However, you can do very well financially in terms of relationships, which you're supposed to be doing. So from now on, you really should be looking for those guys that are really going to sweep you off your feet, treat you like a queen or a princess. But just know that it's not going to last forever. If you get married, there's a good chance it's going to end in divorce, but you might come out of it being much more wealthier than what you started off. So prepare for divorce if you get married, and prepare to spend a lot of time alone, because that's the essence of the birth number 26. Not only that, your life path number is 8. So that's double 8. 2 plus 6 breaks down to is 8. So your birth number breaks down to 8, and your life path number is 8. So you're working with a lot of 8 energy, and you're dealing with a lot of karmic debt that needs to be paid back. So a lot of this karmic debt is going to be paid back through your relationships, because you got Venus conjoined to Saturn, and it's also conjoined to Uranus. So your relationship profile is pretty challenging, but that doesn't mean that you can't get what you want at the end of the day. Just know that more than likely it's not going to last forever. Just be kind of realistic, but also there is a man out there that is going to cherish you, unlike this man that you've been dealing with for 10 years. So peace and many blessings. Also, I just wanted to say that I created a new Facebook group. It's called Real Talk Astrology. Please join this group if you have a love of astrology, and if you would like to learn more about astrology. It doesn't matter what level of astrology you're on, whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or advanced student, or you could be a professional astrologer. It doesn't matter. But the group is growing nicely, and I would like to see more members. So please join if you have an interest. Also, I'm going to be doing another free reading before this month ends, so stay tuned for that. Peace and many blessings.